Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today I'm asking the question, are you fighting life? Don't. So, little preface to this monologue or soliloquy or however you want to frame me. I'll stop. I think a lot of us look at life as a struggle. The vast majority of the world's religions talk about life as suffering and existence as a struggle and suffering and all of those kinds of things. This is pretty common, and it's been the norm in human society for literally probably our entire existence, and it does not have to be so. I think even Taoism talks about life as this unwinnable struggle, this fight, this constant back and forth of pleasure and suffering, and really having to just go with the flow, which is totally fine and fair. But I firmly believe that if you change your scope or your set perception, life doesn't have to be a struggle. Life can be actually this really interesting thing. And I'll kind of change what I said about Taoism. I think Taoism is trying to teach you to appreciate everything, the good and the bad. Because in Taoism, one of the big focuses or tenets is to understand that even the bad is needed, and it shapes who we are. It gives the sunnier days the perspective, I guess. Look how pretty that is. Man, Italy's crazy. Anyway, here, let me compile my thoughts. So, fighting life is a choice, is essentially what I'm trying to say. I think bad stuff is going to happen to you regardless of what you do, how prepared you are, how clean you live your life, how healthy, and like my body is a temple. You know, stuff happens. People get cancer, people have accidents, tragedy strikes, and sometimes, in all honesty, people suck. And they make life a living hell for us. But there are people in this life, and I have seen them, and I have watched them, and I have talked to them, who look at life as this adventure, as this challenge, and as this joy. And they don't fight it, which is really the key. They don't wake up every morning going, oh my God, I have to do this. These people have some stuff going for them. You know, they are fortunate, they have some privileges, and a lot of them will own up to those privileges really quickly. You know, economic independence, spiritual education, financial education, all kinds of skills. They have a good community, a good group of people behind them. These people tend to have some of these advantages. But at the core, these people have this perspective where, why fight what cannot be fought? And I think that's a really good quote, and it's a really good way to look at things. I know people who are very special to me that fight every single obstacle. They fight every single thing, even though they know they're not going to win. They, you know, stand up and say, not me. I'm not going to be stepped on. And of course they're going to be stepped on. We all get stepped on. But you have to sort of admire their tenacity and their courage. The only thing that is a problem with this kind of mindset or behavior is that eventually these people always get discouraged, and they always feel beaten down, and they're ready to give up. And that's where you have to come in and sort of help them out. But the people that don't need help are the ones that just kind of roll with it. I've talked about Taoism and flow, like going with the flow. If someone cuts you off in traffic on your way to work, you don't let it ruin your day. You just say, oh, actually, I am okay. I don't know what's going on in this other person's life, but I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm not going to feel that this is some blight on my existence in the universe. It's just someone cut you off. Maybe they didn't even see you. And so that is how you flow. That is how you are fluid. Being rigid, and Taoism talks about this a lot. Being rigid or hard, like a rock, it's great. You're somewhat strong and somewhat durable, and you last a long time. But I couldn't fit this through, you know, a hole this big. I couldn't fit it through that. There's no physical way that this thing would go through a hole like that. This rock, if I threw it in the water, it would sink, and it would stay in the bottom of the ocean forever. It would never come up. And so being rigid and durable and hard and a man and all of these things, it's all well and good. But if you're just going to get thrown one day and you're going to hit a surface that's even harder than you and smash into a billion pieces, that's it. And so Taoism talks about being flexible, like plants, being able to bend and move with the wind, being like water flowing through. You know, if there was a bunch of water flowing through here right now, it would go the path of least resistance. So it would go down there and it would go there, and that would be just fine. So this concept of flexibility, I think, is really important for not fighting life. And I think it also depends on how you define fighting, because some of us just go through life angry because of our upbringing or what we've been through. And that's no good, but if it's your lot in life, it's your lot in life, and you can't fight it. But I think the better approach is to just understand that nothing is out there inherently to get you. There is no giant shadow boxing enemy that has been chasing you your whole life, even though it might seem like it. You are not cursed to repeat the mistakes of people before you. You are not destined or prophesized to fail. It's all about your perception and how you want to view, you know, the plot of your life. I've talked about this before, but the idea of seeing your life as this story that is unfolding. Sometimes when we start watching a film or reading a book, we kind of know exactly where the character is going to go. Like when you start watching Star Wars, you know that Luke Skywalker is sort of destined for greatness. He's destined to do these amazing things. He's the chosen one. And the same with Lord of the Rings, or almost any sitcom or television show. The main character just seems to have this energy around them where they're destined for greatness, or they're destined for tragedy, or they're destined for whatever. If you see yourself in the plot of your life, in the story of your life, as this like tragic character doomed to forever be forsaken by forces stronger than themselves, that's exactly what's going to happen. If you see every problem as a nail, you're going to be a hammer. And it's about shifting that perspective to saying, you know what? No, I am the water that flows through the river. I am eternal. My energy was here before, it will be here after, and I'm here to experience. I'm here to experience all the rocks and crevices and rapids and waterfalls and updrafts and currents. I'm here to experience it all and then go to the next place. And I think that is the healthiest mindset to have. Life is not a fight. Life should not be viewed as this eternal struggle. Just learn to move through it and move from it. And this is one of those things that is kind of frustrating, because it's not like anyone can teach you it. It's not like anyone can explain it in a YouTube video where it sounds very cohesive and very sort of understood like that anyway. And so it's not something that I can sort of like point to. I'm certainly no expert on it myself. I certainly still go through moments in life where I'm struggling and I'm fighting, I'm frustrated, I'm scared, I'm worried, I'm anxious, whatever. But in those moments, I really do try to say to myself, Jax, you are not going to be here forever. This is a moment in time where you are experiencing life in a heightened sense of, you know, fear, panic, anxiety, anger, whatever. really appreciate that you get to experience it. No matter what it is, it's better than being in the cold ground unexpectedly. One day it's going to happen, but hopefully not today. So don't fight life. Don't fight the hard stuff. Just be determined to flow through it. Be like the water through a rocky riverbed, I guess. Thus ends the lesson. I hope that this video sort of helps you if you're dealing with difficulty or struggle in your own life, or you feel like you're just fighting life recently and life is getting the best of you. Please know that it does it to us all, and it is just how flexible and how much we are able to bounce back. So yeah, I'm going to stop jabbering and go hiking. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying life and loving what you do. And as always, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.